Five concepts of programming. First is loop. Loop is a control structure that repeatedly executes a block of code as long as a specified condition is true. Loops are used to automate repetitive tasks, allowing the program to execute a set of instructions multiple times without having to write the same code over and over. There are different types of loops, but the most common ones are for loop. For loop executes a block of code in a specified number of times. It's typically used when the number of iteration is known in advance. Next is while loop. While loop repeats a block of code as long as the given condition is true. The condition is checked before each iteration, and if it's false from the start, the code inside the loop won't execute. Next is do while loop. Do while loop is similar to a while loop, but the condition is checked after the block of code is executed, ensuring that the loop is run at least once. Next is data type. Data type in programming defines the kind of data that can be stored in a variable or constant. It specifies the operations that can be performed in that data, how much space is occupied in memory, and range of values it can hold. Common categories of data types includes first is primitive data types. These are the basic types that are built into most programming language. They represent simple values. Integer represent whole numbers. Float double represent decimal numbers. Characters represent individual characters. Boolean represent truth values, typically true or false. Next is composite data types. These data types are formed by combining primitive types or other composite types. Array is a collection of elements, all of the same data types, stored in a contiguous block of memory. Next is string, a sequence of characters typically used to represent a text. Conditional statement if else. A conditional statement like if else is in programming is used to perform different action based on whether a condition is true or false. It allows the program to make decisions and control the flow of execution depending on the evaluation of conditions. Next is array. Array is a data structure that stores a collection of elements, all of the same types, in a contiguous block of memory. The elements are identified by an index or a key, with the first element usually starting at index 0 in the most programming language. Array Arrays allow sufficient access to elements by other index and are often used to store lists of data such as number, string, or objects. Array has two types: one-dimensional arrays, a simple list of elements, and multidimensional array, an array with multiple dimensions such as 2D array or higher dimensionals like 3D, 4D, etc. Functions or method function is a block of code designed to perform a specific task. Functions help in organizing code by allowing you to group relate operations together and making your program more easier to manage. They can take inputs called parameter or arguments and can return an output, which may be result of performing a calculation or an action. Functions promote reusability by enabling you to call them multiple times throughout the program without rewriting the same code. A method is a specific type of function that is associated with an object or class. It typically operates on the data contained with an object known as instance variable and can modify or return data related to that object. For example, in a class that models a calculator, a method might perform an addition operation on two numbers stored in the object.